Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Congressman Doug Collins, for leading this very special order on a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, the invaluable role of community pharmacists in our society. As a rural dentist who practiced for 35 years, I can relate to the plight of community pharmacists who must overcome all of the challenges involved in running a small business while serving their patients and serving their customers, doing their job as a medical professional. And just like my small hometown of Woodville, Texas, where I practice, many of the areas in which community pharmacies are located are rural and have underserved, low-income, and elderly populations. This can present unique challenges and oftentimes results in community pharmacists performing a lot of services, such as face-to-face counseling and planning services for patients' medication regimen at no charge, care that is uncompensated by Medicare and not typically reimbursed by private insurance companies as well. And what is even more challenging is the uphill battle that community pharmacists continually face in just getting adequate payment for the life-saving medications that they dispense on a daily basis and still be able to earn a small profit. Community pharmacists rely on pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, who negotiate directly with payors, including private insurance companies, as well as Medicare Part D and other government plans for reimbursement levels for medications. The problem is the payment levels that make it up to the community pharmacists after the PBMs have skimmed off the top are well below the pharmacist's acquisition costs and fail to be delivered in timely manners, in many circumstances, in many instances. Simply put, there is a dire need for more transparency throughout this process and for more accountability for PBMs. And I proudly co-sponsored legislation that would do just this last year. It was called the MAC Transparency Act, and I now proudly support this bill again in this Congress in the 115th. Now is the time to act on this bill. And as a dentist, it was my goal to treat each patient to the highest standard of care, a goal that I share with all of the pharmacists that I know. Sadly, if there is no change in the conditions that community pharmacists are facing, many of these providers will have to close their doors. Many already have, and our patients suffer. For the sake of many rural communities that I serve, I hope to see the MAC Transparency Act and other similar pieces of legislation move forward, as well as a greater spotlight put on the actions of the PBMs so that community pharmacists can get the relief that they so desperately need to continue practicing. Thank you, Congressman Collins, for your leadership on this issue, and I yield back.
Thank you, sir.